Hey folks, I am Kevin Iole. Thank you for joining me. My guest right now, one of the hottest middleweights in the world. And boy, there are a lot of hot middleweights right now. And this young man is one of them, Caio Borralho. He will, on August 24th, be fighting Jared Cannonier. Really important fight in the middleweight division, especially coming a week after the middleweight championship fight. Caio, welcome. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you, brother. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, brother. Thank you so much. Very glad to be here in the space, and very grateful with the spot the UFC gave me. Main event, finally main event. I think I deserved that spot since my first fight. So I just needed to build my way to this, keep winning the fights, and here we are.
Big fight for you. You were number 12, Jared Cannonier number 5. You were 15 wins in a row with no contest in there. We're going to get that in a second, but we are filming this on Friday, August 9th, and the Dana White Contender Series is on Tuesday. You are a vet of the Contender Series. You're one of the guys that fought more than once to get your spot in the UFC. So before we get into your fight, I just wanted to ask you about your experience on DWCS. How nerve-wracking is that to know that your whole career basically rides on that one night? What is that experience like?
Oh, one of the best experience of my life, actually it made me a better fighter, a better athlete of the Contender Series experience. The first, I needed to fight twice to get in my contract, so it was a great experience. I think it really was a test to myself, actually, for me to see what the point that I am, technically, skill set and all this stuff. So I think it was very good to me, and I think it made me a better fighter, made more people know about my history and sympathize about my history because of the 2 fights, don't get the contract on the first one and all this stuff. So I think it was good for my career at all.
But from a fighting standpoint, you said it made you a better fighter. In what ways? Was it just knowing that you could perform under the pressure, or was there something else?
Yeah, this is what you said. I can perform under pressure. I can perform against great guys. I can perform in the highest level because I was fighting on national level all my life. And then suddenly comes here and show everybody that I can perform in the highest level against tough guys. Actually, my first fight was against Aaron Jeffrey, that I had previous experience in the contender. It was one of the greatest middleweights outside the UFC on the USA. So definitely play out on my mind like, oh, I really got it. I'm really meant to be here. I really have the skills. I really deserve to be here. So all the work done was worth it.
And I wonder how it changed. When you went to your second fight, so you went September 28th, your first fight, October 19th, your second fight. Second fight, you fought Jesse Murray and you scored a knockout. What was the mindset like for you going into the second one? Okay, in the first one, I fought a really good fighter. I got a victory, and I still didn't get a contract. How did that change the way you approached the fight with Jesse Murray?
Yeah, like as you said, my first fight, I was like, I need to win this fight. People just need to see my skills, and I need to win this fight. That's all. So in the second fight, I was concerned about I'm gonna impress Dana. I'm gonna show him I'm the new real deal on the UFC, that I deserve this spot, that I work a lot for that spot. So I just needed to go there, impress him. I was like the entire time looking at him. I wasn't even looking to Jesse Murray. I was looking at him all the time. And when the time came, I was just one of the best performances of my life. A great knockout in the first round in light heavyweight division, 3 weeks after my first fight. So my mindset on the second fight was just about I need to spread to impress this guy.
And you really have impressed the rest of the time in the UFC, won 6 in a row. Really impressive victory over Paul Craig. Paul Craig, I've always been impressed with and think he's a tough guy. And you went out there and you really put his lights out in one of the better performances. And you don't see Paul Craig handled that way. How much did that win do for your confidence going into a fight against somebody like Jared Cannonier, who has fought for the title and is right at the top of the division?
Yeah, for sure. Paul Craig is a very tough guy. He fought one of the best guys in the division. He won from former champions. He won from Ankalaev, top 1 contender for long years and all this stuff. So definitely he's not a guy that feels a lot of hands. He can take punches. He can do fight of the night. He fought Shogun Rua. a legend in Brazil, and he still managed to win from Shogun. The first fight they got the tied, but the second fight he finished Shogun. He finished a lot of tough guys in the light heavyweight division. So coming down to the middleweight, he was already in the first fight getting the Brazilian in the top 15. He won the fight. Definitely was a guy that was really tough. So definitely made me like realize like how tough I am, how good I am, like I can fight all these guys and I can knock them out, I have these powers on my hand, I have the power to finish fights, so that's what I show, not only for me, but to entire division, to the entire UFC and to the crowd,
So you're ranked number 12 after that win, and Cannonier is 5th. And I just want to read some of these names in between 5 and 12, because if you beat him, there's a good chance you jump above, up to his spot, or at least very close. Number 6, Marvin Vettori, he's fought for the title. Number 7, Brendan Allen, a really hot guy. Number 8, Paulo Costa, we just saw him in a good fight with Strickland. Jack Hermanson, number 9. Roman Dolidze, number 10. Hamzat Chimaev, number 11. I mean, if you win this fight, boy, oh boy, you probably going to leapfrog some really good fighters here, I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure. I think I will be in the spot that I deserve. I always felt myself as top 10, top 5 in the UFC. I always knew that I had the skills. I then just need to keep showing that, Now the division is very messy, like all these guys fighting each other, like Robert Whittaker with Chimaev, and we have Imavov with Brendan Allen. I think Brendan Allen is one of the most guys that deserve the spot that he is right now, So I think definitely after a win and after a good win by submission of finishing Jared Cannonier, definitely going to put me as the next contender. My mantra into this training camp is that I'm going to show the new champion arrived, so that's what I'm going to show everybody.
Cannonier has a win over Sean Strickland, so that that says a lot in my mind right there, the former middleweight champion. But I think this matchup, as I look at this, the UFC often tells a story with their matchups, right? And you're number 12 and he's number 5. He's coming off a loss, and they're matching you up with him, right? So, I mean, I think they're setting this up as kind of a showcase for you. Do you perceive it that way?
Yeah, for sure. I think the UFC is still testing myself. I think they test me a lot in my first 5 fights with ranking guys. And then he put me Paul Craig, that was like top 15 in the light heavyweight division, top 15 the middleweight. Like, let's see how these kids goes in a higher level. And then I did an amazing knockout. Now they want to see a little bit more. They want to see, so let's see against top 5 guys how this kid's gonna be, if his kids has really a champion potential. So they're gonna see. I'm gonna show them the new champion arrived. That's my mantra.
I want to get your take on this. Dana has such an influence not only over everything in the UFC, but on the way you guys fight in a lot of cases, because he kind of demands exciting fights and, don't leave it in the hands of the judges. And a lot of times in boxing, guys say, hey, you know what? I need to win this fight, so win and look good in the next one, right? They worry about that. But so going into the Cannonier fight, do you have on your mind, hey, I can't just eke past him, that I have to beat him, with emphasis and authority and kind of make it an impressive victory?
Yeah, for sure. Like, anyway I beat him, I think people are going to note me as one of the next contenders for sure, because I'm going to be assuming the top 5 spot, But I know that I finish on this fight will definitely put me as the next contender, because nobody finishing him, if he lost to Whittaker, he lost to Adesanya by points too, and he only lost by TKO to Imavov, but it was an early stoppers, So if I go there and finish him in a dominant fashion, or dominate him for the 5 rounds in a good way, and definitely going to put me as the next contender. I'm the new breed of the division, the new face of the division. Everybody's full of seeing the same faces on this division, so I'm the new one. I'm the champion that just arrived. I just need to show everybody. That's what I'm going to do on 24th.
Well, I just had cataract surgery, so my eyes, I don't wear glasses anymore, but I'm so used to wearing glasses. I think I want to buy one of those T-shirts, baby. How do I get one of those shirts?
Come on, brother. Come on. We're going to get a site for everybody to buy, because now a lot of people wants to buy our shirts, and everything. But when I see you, I'm going to give you the gift from the team, the Fighting Air glasses, the most famous glasses in the world.
I love that. Let's wrap up with this. As I mentioned, this is August 9th as we record this. The middleweight championship fight is going to be August 17th. So in 8 days from right now, Dricus du Plessis defending the belt against the former champ Israel Adesanya. You watch the division, you watch these fights closely. How do you break that fight down, and who do you think comes out on top?
Oh, I think this time, I think Adesanya is gonna win this fight. I think stylistically, the two styles doesn't match at all. You know, I think Dricus just go forward, try to punch and push the pace up. But I think Adesanya is gonna manage the distance all the time, circle up, and gonna kick a lot on Dricus. And I think he can win by decision in the 5th round, or maybe a good knockout in the 3rd round if Dricus get tired. You know.
Well, you heard it from the man himself. Someday he may be fighting the winner of this fight, so he has a good take. Caio Borralho, appreciate your brother. Good luck to you on August 24th against Jared Cannonier, and I can't wait to get my hands on one of those shirts at some point.
Come on, for sure you will. The shirt and the glasses. Thank you so much, brother.
And thanks, brother. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Thank you. See you soon.